Hello, all. Welcome back to Heart to Head with Olivia and Jessica.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to the party.
The party never stops. I love that we say welcome back too.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I got this feeling
inside my bones.
It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on. Okay.
Yes, love it. So today we're talking about keeping yourself sharp.
Love that we just started that singing then.
Because we keeping it fresh.
I also love that I acted as if you and I just didn't have a conversation 2 seconds ago where we were talking about the topic, and I am, oh my God, that's the topic. Oh my God, that's amazing.
How this topic came about is we were just thinking about, okay, what we do to keep like growing and evolving and expanding and just to keep things interesting to where it's not just dull or there's like a lack of. And then
also, side note for everyone out there, because we've posted it on Instagram, we've posted it, guys, send us topics, man, or you're just gonna hear me and Olivia like
singing and having dance parties, and it's gonna be great.
So like send us topics, send us emails if you're connected with Olivia or I via Facebook, Instagram, and you're like, bitches, I need you to talk about this. Freaking let us know, man. Or if you want to be interviewed, let us know. We'll interview you for sure.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. It would be, I feel bad for the person we're interviewing, but it would be fun for us.
Oh, don't say it like that.
No, it'd be fun. I'm just kidding. No, please like us. Oh, it just became the people pleaser episode. Anyway, keeping it
You just
fresh.
reverted back.
See, we all do it. We all do it.
The first thing in keeping yourself sharp is just staying open-minded. That's just huge, because the more you're open-minded about things, the more that you're curious about things, that makes where there's new experiences and new things to learn from people and things every single day.
Yeah. And really, if you want to keep things fresh and exciting, especially with yourself, one of the fun things you can do is just sort of start asking yourself why. Just sort of start going through stuff that you're like, I always do this or I always do that. Go through the stuff that you find the most mundane and just kind of be like, why?
Revert back to that 5-year-old that goes, why is the grass green?
Yeah.
Why do parents have kids?
Where do babies come from?
Where do babies come from?
But no, that's really, I think that's why this topic is so fun for us, is because that's how her and I became where we are right now with our life coaching journey, with this podcast. Is we just were like, we wonder what other people think about this shit. Let's open it up.
And also just thinking, okay, we talk about this stuff and we've gotten to that level where we're comfortable and talking about anything and everything, but people have something in common. So if we're talking about this stuff, how many other people could be or should be or want to, but just haven't because they don't feel comfortable or they don't want to open up and be that vulnerable? Like, what is the reason for not talking about it?
Well, yeah. And I think the other thing when it comes to, and this is so funny that I'm going to say this, little Miss Heart on the sleeve, but I think it's also, it doesn't have to be that emotional either. Like, you don't have to get that vulnerable. Like,
who are you? What have you done with Jessica?
My name is Jessica. I swear.
I thought you were going to say my name is Olivia. And I was like, that's right.
My name is Olivia. And no, but I have found that what keeps things fresh, exciting, without necessarily having to go to the vulnerability, without having to go to the emotional side, is really just sort of wanting to explore and expand your knowledge on things. So that can be looking into historical events and why things happened the way that they did, and maybe reading a little bit more into that. I went into a phase where I really was like, I really want to surround myself with like stupid, cheesy, like romance novels. And no joke, I Googled like the top 10 romance novels of all time to like, expand and see. And that was just exciting. That wasn't me being vulnerable. That wasn't me being like, I mean, I guess it kind of came from a vulnerable spot because I was like, oh, I feel like I want to surround myself with something fun and lovely, which probably meant I wasn't feeling that lovely or feeling like I was in a good space.
But that's the being open-minded and just trying something new. So it's that's where it's still relevant is no matter what it is. Like if it's something that you don't normally do or, you haven't done it in a while, like having a different perspective on things. Like if you were really into reading romance novels 10 years ago and you haven't read one recently, like there's still more to learn or things that it'll, trigger or an awareness that it'll bring about. Like I know for me, I'm a big books and television person as well. And so like sometimes like I'll watch certain series or read certain things. And it's just like, okay, like obviously television and books is different because there's certain things that are dramatized and things are not always realistic, but there is something that can be learned or an awareness that can come from everything because maybe it's not the actual thing that you're watching or reading, but it's oh, this feeling that you're getting from watching this. Oh, that feeling resonates with something else and then brings about an awareness. So it's just the keep switching up and keep trying new things or doing things you haven't done in a while because that curiosity and that open mindedness, that's what creates new levels of awareness and understanding.
And it's really funny you mentioned that because I didn't even realize it before we started this episode, but I actually started doing this without even realizing it. I started rereading books that I felt very emotionally connected to when I was in junior high and in high school.
When?
I've been doing it sporadically for probably like 3 months.
Really?
Like, yeah.
That's amazing. That's super cool.
And the reason why I started to do it is I think what happens is I would either over romanticize the experience that I actually got from the book and be like, it was so amazing, or I really enjoyed it. Which everyone knows is not me at all to be dramatic or, overdoing it in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, subtlety is my middle name for sure. As I do a weird voice, that's just how I have to sell that home. Anyway, it's funny because quite literally, I reread a book that I think I've just always enjoyed. It's called The Giver by Lois Lowry.
Yeah, I know that book.
And I mean, of course, these books are borderline spiritual because when I was in junior high and in high school, I was assessing who I was as a person, growing into being an adult, growing into being my own human, basically, like my own person.